I indicated that we intend to resume hangings, and today I want to give you an update of the research that we have found with respect to carrying out anything with respect to hangings. My ministers have provided. I instructed the Minister of Homeland Security, the AG, Minister of Justice, to provide an update on the possibility of resuming hangings. The number of inmates, I am told, on death row as of Saturday, May 10th, 2025, is 38. 38. Of these 38 inmates, only 18 are eligible to be hanged if we accept that these 18 have been sentenced to death and are yet under the 5-year timeline established by Pratt & Morgan by the Privy Council. So that is only these 18 condemned inmates under the 5-year timeline. The other 20 are over the 5-year timeline, true, though they have appeals pending. In terms of how many condemned inmates can face the death penalty or have the death penalty be carried out at this time, that is to say...
Do you believe in the death penalty? If there's something so extreme... But you know what? The death penalty don't even make sense. So I'm not even going to go where I was going to go with that. Because if you lock up a man for life, natural life, that is a death penalty anyway. Being in jail, you're just alive in a box. Literally, you life a man off natural life. He's dead anyway. So what's the point in hanging him or lethal injection? Or it's just suffering enough, isn't it? Like leaving a man in there to rot until he dies. That's more of a punishment than ending it quick for him. You're giving him the easy way or her the easy way out. So do I believe in the death penalty? No. If they deserve natural life, and then they're going to die in it.
Wagwan, Caribbean Massive? Welcome back to the channel where Bacchanal meets the headlines. Today, we're talking real fire, and no, not the kind from a KFC grill. Trinidad and Tobago is considering bringing back the death penalty in full swing. Serious ting. Before we hang this topic high, pun intended, do me a quick favor. Like this video, subscribe if you're real, and drop a comment, even if it's just to say Kamla wildin' again. Alright, so here's the story. Trinidad and Tobago has been facing one of the highest murder rates per capita in the Caribbean. And honestly, the public is tired. And you know what that means. Pressure on politicians to do something drastic. Enter the death penalty debate. It's already legal in TNT. In fact, it's been on the books forever. But the last time someone was actually hanged? 1999. Since then, laws, human rights challenges, and a whole set of bureaucracy have basically made it impossible to enforce. Kind of like getting WASA to send water before a holiday. Under PM Kamla Persad-Bissessar's new crime platform, there's renewed interest in resuming executions as a signal that the state is serious about crime. But let me ask you, is this real crime fighting or just political pressure cooking? Because truth be told, TNT courts are already struggling. Trials delayed, evidence shaky. You want them to now decide life or death. Imagine you get arrested for murder and have to wait 14 years to find out if you're getting hanged. At that point, you're probably more worried about the WASA bill piling up. We can't even hang curtains properly, and now we're hanging people? So, what do you think? Should the death penalty be enforced again in Trinidad and Tobago? Or is this just more political showboating with no real justice reform? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Serious or sarcastic? We love them all. And if you love Caribbean current events with a little hot sauce, hit like, pound that subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video. Till next time, keep safe, stay sharp, and remember, it's more dangerous to go maracas at night than to talk sense on the internet.
You mentioned earlier that you advocate for a limited government, but think that the government should have the jurisdiction to kill someone.
Okay, well, I believe in a small but strong government, and for the record, I believe that someone who took a life should have their life taken.
Under every circumstance?
Under most, yeah. Is there any circumstance where you think the death penalty is okay?
Yes, I think that school shooters and mass murderers and crimes against humanity, like you said, but so not eye for an eye nonsense.
Why is it that if you kill 10 people, such a morally different thing than killing one person?
because you're taking more lives, and I'm against the death penalty because, again, you're taking another life. It's like you're being hypocritical.
Well, hold on. You're against it in some circumstances. You said school shooters, so there is a threshold where you're okay with it. We as conservatives try to strive for blind justice. Those on the left will argue for social justice. Social justice is saying, no, you should not be given what you are due. You should be given more or extra based on some sort of group criteria, some sort of background, some sort of suffering. We as conservatives believe in the ideal that you shall not favor the administrative justice just because of your skin color, background, wealth, so on and so forth.
So the existence of a death penalty in our books is not because of some well thought out legal perspective in relation to crime, but, as I said, a historical accident that our former colonizers had long understood is not only unhelpful, but a violation of fundamental rights of dignity.
The professor says there is research and proof to show that the death penalty is not a deterrent to crime. She says if we are to progress like England and the EU, we have to turn to our lawmakers and ask for change.
So really the task rests with Parliament. It's the Parliament and the policymakers that we have to persuade, not the courts. The courts can do very little in this regard.
She goes further to say that crime today is but an indication that we have not found the source of what makes people do wrong.
I believe that we are only looking at the symptoms of crime and not the root causes of crime. Cliched, but true and often forgotten for our citizen security problem. We need to have a preventative approach. We need to have broad social issues, particularly of inequality in the society, addressed. It's not going to be solved by excessively harsh, draconian, punitive measures.
The professor notes that calling the battle against crime a war only gives a false sense of security. She says a different approach is needed, one which holds high human rights and is determined to tackle crime at its heart.